Dear students, welcome to another video tutorial on data structure and algorithm. And today's topic is linear searching technique. Myself Niladri Shekhar Pal. I am working as an assistant professor at Computer Science and Engineering Department at Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. The college is under JIS Group Educational Initiatives and the college is situated at Baruipur. So now what is searching? Searching is basically the process of finding some particular elements in the list. If the element is present in the list, then the process is called successful and the process returns the location of that element. Otherwise, the search is called unsuccessful. There are two popular search methods that are widely used in order to search some item into the list. So you can see that there are two types of searching. One is linear searching and another one is binary searching. So what is linear searching? Linear search is the simplest search algorithm and often called as sequential search. It is a very simple and basic search algorithm. Okay, so a linear search is also known as sequential search. Okay, it is basically a method of finding an element within a list. It checks each element of the list sequentially until a match is found or the whole list has been searched. In this type of searching, we simply traverse the list completely and match each element of the list with the item whose location is to be found. If the match found, then the location of the item is returned. Otherwise, the algorithm returns null. Linear search is mostly used to search an unordered list in which the items are not sorted. Now let's take an example of linear searching. Okay, so these are the list of elements. Okay, 14, 25, 7, 12, 9, 21, 30, 17. Okay, so the element to be searched is 9. Okay, so we have to find out the element 9 from here. Okay, so what are the methods? Okay, so at first the first element will be searched, that is 14. Okay, so 14 will be searched. As we can see that 14 is not the searching element, that is 14 is not equals to 9. Okay, so we can say that it is no. Okay, or we can say that it is not the first element that we have searched, is not the element that we are searching for. Now you can see that the next element in the list will be searched. Okay, so the next element here is 25. So 25 will be searched. Okay, and checked whether it is equals to the searching element, that is 9 or not. Okay, so the result is no. As we know that 25 is not equals to 9. Okay, next we will move to the next position, that is 7. Okay, so we are now at the third position. Okay, so we'll check whether the element in the third position is equals to the searching element, that is 9 or not. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, next we will search for the fourth element. Okay, that is 12. Okay, so it is not equals to 12. Okay, so the result will be no. Next we will search the fifth element. Okay, and we will check whether the element in the fifth position is equals to searching element or not, and we can see that here it is yes. Okay, so we can conclude that element found. Okay, so basically the logic is we will move from the first position to the last position. We will check, okay, until we will get the searching element. Okay, so this is how we can find an element using linear searching. So Linear searching is the simplest search algorithm and it is often called as sequential search. In this type of searching, basically we simply traverse the list completely and match each element of the list with the item whose location is to be found. If the match found, then location of the item is returned. Otherwise, the algorithm return null. Okay, and linear search is mostly used to search an unordered list in which the items are not sorted. The algorithm of linear search we will discuss. Okay, so as you can see, this is the function. Okay, linear search a, n, and val. These three values are passed. Okay, where a is basically the array and n is the number of elements in the list and val is the value which we want to search. Okay, next in the step 1, okay, we initialize a variable position or pos as -1. Okay, now we will initialize another variable set as 1. Okay, next we will repeat step 4. Okay, up to I less than equals to n. So what is the step 4? Okay, if ai equals to val, that means at the beginning the position of the value of I is 1. Okay, so we'll check whether the ai is equal to val or not. If it is true, then we will initialize the value of pos as 1. Okay, and we will print the value pos. Okay, next we will go to step 6. Okay, if we found, then we will go to the step 6. Okay, and we will if we will not found, we will increment the value of I by 1. Suppose there are 5 elements. Okay, so the index value of first element is 1, next one is 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so at first the value of I is from 1 to 5. Okay, so we will check first a of I, that is a of 1, whether it is equal to the searching element or not. Okay, so if it is true, that means if the first element is the searching element, then we will go to the step 6. That means I want to say that the searching is completed. Okay, and if it is not found, then we will increment the value of I by 1. Okay, so the next value of I will be 2. Next we will check whether the value or the element in the second position is equals to the searching element or not. Okay, so if it is, then we will move to the step 6, otherwise the value of I will be incremented. Okay, so this is how it will go on. Okay, and in the step 5, okay, if the position is -1, okay, that means there is no elements in the list. Okay, and in the step 6 is the exit loop. Okay, so now let's do the C program of linear searching. Okay, okay, so we'll write the C program of linear searching. So before writing the code, I want to say a few steps here. Okay, here the input size and elements in array we will take from user. Okay, and we will store it in some variable like say size and arr. Okay, and input number to search from user in some variable say to search. Okay, so the element we want to search will be stored in to search. Okay, next step we will define a flag variable as found equals to 0. Okay, so the flag variable name is found. Okay, and it will be initialized as 0. We have to initialize found with 0 because initially we have submitted that searched element does not exist in the array. Okay, we will assume it. In the next step, we will run loop from 0 to the size. Okay, And loop structure should look like for I equals to 0, I less than equals to size and I plus plus. And inside the loop, we will check whether the current array element is equal to the searched number or not. Okay, that is, if arr equals to such, then we will set the value of found as 1. Okay, and terminate the loop. Okay, since the element is found, we do not need to continue further. Okay, so outside the for loop, okay, we will write the condition, or we will use the if loop, that if found variable is equal to 1, then the element is found, otherwise not. Okay, so at initially basically the value of found is 0. Okay, so now if it is 1, that means the element is found. Okay, so write the code. Okay, so we'll go to the file section. Net is new. Okay, the source file. Next, first we will take the header file, that is hash include stdio.h. Okay, this is standard input output header file. Header files are basically used because all the library functions like printf, scanf all are defined within these header files. Okay, so to use those header files, we need to use this header files. Okay, to include these header files. Okay, next we will take another header file hash include kanayo.h. This is the console input output. Okay, next int main. This is the main function. Okay, any C program will start executing from this main function. Okay, so let's first define the value of the array. Okay, so here we will take a preprocessor directive, that is hash define. This is the macro element. Okay, it is max underscore size is 100. Okay, this is basically the maximum array size. Okay, this is basically the maximum array size. Okay, so within the main function, we will first take the variables. Okay, basically here max size is 100, that is globally defined. Okay, so we'll take the variables int arr max underscore size. Okay, this is an array of max size, that is array of 100 elements. Okay, next we will take int variable size I, and to search is for store the searching element. Okay, as I discussed before, and found is the flag variable. Okay, now we'll take the input of the array. Okay, so printf /n, enter the size of the array. Okay, so enter the size of array. Okay. Next, in the scanf statement, within the double quotation %d comma ampersand size. Okay, so this is basically we will take the size of the array. That means how many elements can be stored in an array. It may be 5, it may be 6, it may be 10. Okay, the maximum is 100. Okay, next we will input the elements of an array. Okay, so printf enter the elements of the array. Okay, so we will take a for loop here. Okay, so for it will start from 0. Okay, so for I equals to 0, or you can start it from 1 also. I less than equals to n size, okay, and I plus plus. Okay. So printf slash n, enter the percent d element, okay, comma I. So scanf percentage d, comma ampersand arr I, okay. It will store all the elements one by one, okay. So in this portion we have completed, in this within the for loop we have completed taking all the elements of the array, okay. Next we will take the input of the searching element, okay. So printf slash n, enter the element to be searched, to be searched. So scanf percentage d, comma ampersand to search, okay. Next we will initialize the flag variable that is found as 0, okay. So as we will assume that we did not find, still we did not found any element, okay. That is why we will initialize it as 0, okay. So the found is 0, it is a flag variable, okay. Next we will search for the element, okay. So for I equals to 1, I less than equals to size I plus plus, okay. So within the for loop we will check whether the array element, that is arri, equal to search or not. If it is, then the value of found will be 1, okay. And if it is found, we will not need not require to search more, okay. So we will write the break statement, okay. It will come to the outside of the for loop, okay. So the logic is basically we will search all the elements one by one. If any array element is found, okay, is similar or it is matched with the element which we want to search, that is it is same as the searching element, okay, then we will change the value of found variable from 0 to 1, and we will go outside the for loop, okay, by giving the break statement, okay. Because we need, once we have found any element, okay, we need not require to search, okay. So we can say that if the value of found is 0, okay, that means we did not found the element. And when the value of found become 1, when we found the searching element in the array, okay. So we'll give a for loop, use a for loop, if found equal 1, okay. We can say that the printf element is found, okay, slash n element found at position percentage d and comma I, okay. Else printf slash n element not found, okay. So element not found, okay. So let's save the program, first execute it, then we will explain the program once again, okay. So I have saved it using linear.c, okay. Now I will execute it, compile and run. Okay, so enter the size of the array, suppose it is 5. Okay, enter the first element, suppose 2, second is 4, third is 6, fourth is 8, fifth is 9. Okay, enter the element to be searched, suppose it is 6. Okay, so the element found it at position 3. Okay, as you can see that the element found at position 3. Okay, so let's understand the program. So as you can see that here the element was given here. Okay, so basically ARR stores is the array, it stores all the elements. Okay, so suppose the value of n is, value of size is 5. Okay, so when I equals to 1, that means a value will be stored at ARR 1 position, then the value of I will be 2. I am explaining about this loop. Okay, so the value of I will start from 1 and it will move up to size, and here the value of size is 5. Okay, so the first element will be stored at ARR 1 position. The second next the value of I will be 2, so the second next value will be stored at ARR 2. Okay, the third value will be stored at ARR 3, fourth value will be stored at ARR 4, and fifth value will be stored at ARR 5. Okay, next is the printf searching element. Okay, next we will take the element we want to be searched. Okay, and that element will be stored at a variable called toSearch. Okay, this toSearch. Okay, variable. Okay, next we will initialize the variable found as 0. Okay, we will assume that we didn't found the, basically the logic is if element is not found, not, then the value of found will be 0, and if we found the element, searching element, then the value of the found will be changed to 1. Okay, so initially we didn't found it. Okay, so initially the value of found is 0. Okay, so there is a for loop. Okay, so the value of I is 1, so we will first check if ARR, the value of I is 1. Okay, so we will first check whether ARR 1 is searching element or not. Okay, so if it is, then the value of found will be 1. Okay, and after that there is a break statement. If, okay, so we find the value of our searching element at the first position. Okay, so the value of found will be 1 and there is a break statement. Okay, that means it will come outside the for loop. Okay, so it will not check any element from the second position. Okay, so now the value of found is 1. Okay, so if the value of found is 1, we can say that the element is found. Okay, at position I, because we have last checked. Okay, the value last position checked is, the checked position of I is 1. Okay, so the element is found at position 1. Okay, suppose we will not, the element that exists in the, suppose I am writing some element. Okay, yeah, then it will be easy to understand for you. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, and toSearch is, suppose toSearch is 8. Okay, so at the first position ARR 1 is 5, and it is not, here is a check, that is whether ARR 1 is equals to the toSearch or not. So we can see that ARR 1 is not equals to toSearch. Okay, so it will not enter in this loop. Okay, so next the value of I will be 2. Okay, so next we will check whether ARR 2, that is 6, is equals to toSearch or not, and the answer is no. So the value of I will be increased by 1. Okay, that is 3. Okay, so ARR, we'll check whether ARR 3 is equals to toSearch or not. That means 7 is equals to toSearch or not. The answer is no. Okay, next the value of I will be incremented. Now the value of I is 4. Okay, so we will check now ARR 4 is equals to 2 search or not. Okay, and the answer is yes. So if it is yes, then immediately the value of found will be 1 from 0. Okay, and there is a break statement. Why break statement? Because we have already found our element. We need not require to check rest of the elements. Okay, whether is elements is not is there or not. Okay, so when the value of found will be 1, when we found, we search the element. Okay, when our search is successful, then the value of found will be 1. Okay, so if found is 1, okay, so now the value of found is 1, so we can print that element found at position %d, and we know that the last position of I was 4. Okay, so the we will found the position at 4th position. Okay, and if we do not found, okay, so suppose you can the search total to search element. Okay, the searching element is suppose is 2. Okay, so when ARR I1 is, so first ARR 1 will be checked whether it is equal to 2 search or not. It is no. Next ARR 2 will be checked whether it is equals to 2 search or not. Answer is no. Next it will be checked whether ARR 3 is equal to ARR 3 is equal to 2 search or not. The answer is no. Next ARR 4 will be checked whether it is equals to 2 search or not. The answer is no. Next ARR 5 will be checked, okay, whether it is equals to 2 search or not. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, so we will check all the elements of the array. Okay, so we will not get any successful searching. Okay, so that means this condition never satisfied. Okay, in this case. Okay, so the value of found will never be 1. Okay, so the value of found will remain 0. Okay, so this condition will not satisfied, that is if found equals to 1, else condition will be satisfied. Okay, so the element not found. Okay, it will print element not found. Okay, so let's execute it and check it. Okay, so size of the array, suppose 4, elements are 2, 5, 6 and 7, and element I want to search is 9. Okay, so element not found. Okay, so this was the program of linear searching. Okay, so students, this was the program of linear searching. Okay, hope you have understood it. What are the time complexity of linear searching? What is the best case? As you can see, the best cases will be where if we found the element. Okay, if we found the element at the first position. Okay, so that case, best case will be order of 1. Okay, if it is found at the first searching. And what is the, it is the basically best case. Okay, it is the best case. Okay, what is the worst case? Worst case if it is found at the last position. Okay, so that means at the last position is size. Okay, so it is the last position. So worst complexity is order of size, or we can say order of n. Okay, and what is the average case? Average case is 1 plus size by 2. Okay, 1 plus size by 2. Okay, or rather we can say that order of size by 2. Okay, so this is the average case. Okay, so students, hope you have understood what I have taught. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write on the comment section. If you have liked my videos, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can visit www.digitalclassroom.Niladripal and like my page. So students, thank you for now. See you in the next tutorial of binary search.